Hey viewers, it's Champ. Welcome to the Champ Series Season 3 Champ Phoenix Reunion. We're gonna bring out the cast of Season 3.
Hey, it's Sil from Minneapolis, Minnesota, 39, Scorpio, and the key to my heart is a good old fashioned.
Danny Oakland, 210, Countdown City, San Antonio, Texas. Grab a cocktail and enjoy the ride.
Hello, it's Haley Marie, 29 years old, representing Kansas City, Missouri, and let's get started.
Welcome back, guys. Of course, it wouldn't be complete without the second Haley. Haley Marquisio here, 23 years old, Kansas City as well. Go ahead and get your popcorn with your cocktail, and let's enjoy this reunion. It's going to be a wild ride.
Hello, Richard from Dallas, Texas, 24. I'm back and I'm better.
Hey guys, my name is RJ, and unlike Sil, I'm an Aquarius, but I also do love myself an old fashioned. So let's get the show on the road.
And unfortunately, Shalexis from Kansas City cannot make it to the reunion, but she is with us here in spirit, and we love you, Shalexis.
We miss you. We wish you were here.
Kansas City and
Love you,
Champ
baby.
Series, always.
My baby Scorpio.
Let's get started. First off, I just want to say how great it is to get back together after almost a year, or 1 year later, essentially, when this will come out. I want to start off with day one, walking into the house, and your expectations versus what actually happened.
I did not expect it to be so, exhausting, honestly. I work 6 days a week, bartend at the gym, clients and stuff, but this was a different type of exhaustion. And the days were long, and we were sometimes filming till 1 or 2 a.m. and that part I was not ready for. Danny was tired. I needed my naps.
Danny, you being the first in the house, you have I'm sure, a completely different mindset than somebody that's fresh to the game.
Yeah, absolutely. I think for me coming into this show and for myself personally, obviously for doing last season, to do my best, I needed to be able to come in to this period of time that we were filming this show and this be everything for me, laser focus. And so I knew that I needed to come in and not have outside live stuff, start to think about that, because you just have to be so focused, I think, in this game because it's just constant. It's a marathon. And so I think that expectation, I came into it, and I think that was very correct. I think unexpected is the variables. We had the game of Champ Twist. I mean, you can't control that. Those are things that come your way. The cast, you don't know who is going to be in this house. It's so hard to, and that it makes or break everything, because it's are you going to be able to click with these people? Are you going to be able to, form relationships, bonds, trust? Are you going to click, etc. So I think that's the unexpected part of this game. So yeah.
RJ, do you want to tap on that a little bit, as far as you had watched the previous season, casted to be on the show? What were your expectations coming into that?
Yeah, as a person that just loves reality TV, you watch it, you watch Survivor, it's less than a month. You watch Big Brother, it's a couple months. This one, I think the hardest part for me personally was coming into this and being wow, it's only a little over a week. You have to play the game harder. And I'm like Danny, I watch those shows and I want to be strategic. It was just when you come into it, it's almost fuck, what do I do? What, now what? Because it's one day is a week. And in a game situation because of how fast paced we all moved.
Yep.
So being someone that watched the show and then applying, I mean, I was ecstatic, and then got the call from you. I was losing my fucking shit, you know, like holy shit, this is happening, you know. So my expectation was to come into a house and of people that just did, like, you're out of your comfort zone, just the situation at hand, like being it was a modeling show and a competition, and all these people coming in. And I think the hardest part was just knowing that some people had more experience than others. Not knowing if you guys were going to help us or not with the modeling poses or what to do. And then the relationships that were formed before coming in here. For me personally, that was one of the hardest. That's something, like, what were we here for 10 days? I almost felt like I couldn't overcome that. Couldn't get past that part of the relationships that were built. It was like, you can't.
Let's talk about that. My question, and I would love to know, was it a true surprise when you saw each other walk
It was
into
a
the
true
house?
surprise because honestly, her and I had just recently connected a few months really before we had even talked to you, I think individually, and then obviously came to the show. So her and I met at the very end of 2022 and did a lot of modeling projects in Kansas City together, but there was no knowledge of her and I doing the show together. It was an ecstatic bonus,
Yeah.
but no idea.
And Shalexis,
I was, so surprised.
Yeah.
I didn't even know her as well as you
Right.
knew her, you know what I mean?
what are your thoughts, I guess, moving forward in future seasons of casting people that know each other prior to the show?
It sucks to game players and also viewers, because like all my viewers back in Minneapolis
Yeah.
were like, "What the hell?" Like there's 3K, like all these people know each other. They're like what? Like they're like, "What the hell?"
It's an advantage, I think.
I think it's a good twist. I think it's a twist that when it's thrown at you, you just
Yeah.
figure out how to handle it. Honestly, like, I mean, it's like you can't take it personal that people are happen to be cast from the same spot. It's like, honestly, what if people are cast from the same spot? Maybe they don't know each other. Maybe they don't like each other. That could be a whole other twist. You know
That
what I'm
part
talking
too,
about?
right?
I
So.
mean, yeah, he could have cast like my neighbor.
Yeah.
And it would have been like, hey, I know them, but I hate them. You know?
Yeah, it
I love
could
my
be a
neighbors. I
whole
love my neighbors.
twist, so-
But, you know,
I mean,
I think for
there's a lot of factors.
viewers, it's just like, wait a minute, like. You know what I mean? Versus
Yeah.
like actually
And I
being
think-
in the show.
Sure.
You know?
Yes, what you normally would look at as one person, like one number, it's like two. So it adds power.
And then a cast
So-
of seven.
Seven.
A
It's
small
make or
cast,
break.
yeah.
And
So like with
Yeah.
these two, it's like they're not going to go against each other.
You don't know that though.
but they also could have came in.
You don't know that though.
They
But you don't
came
know-
in
but you-
pretending
but it's
they
the
didn't know each
assumption.
It's
other.
like, yeah.
But it is the assumption.
It's the
and that's-
assumption.
But that's like that feeds into everything that we've been saying this whole time. Is like, and this goes whether I knew Haley or not, and whether we were in this season or not. I really mean this the most unbiased way possible. Just like you guys said, it's a fucking game. So it could have gone in the way of we hate each other and we're gonna work against each other and we're gonna do I'm gonna take you all the way. I'm gonna take you all the way. I'm gonna burn her. Or it could have gone opposite ways. So for a viewer, for me, I think it's fucking dope. For a viewer, player side,
figure it out.
I agree. Even for us, it was a downside because guess what? I went down ultimately because of our alliance. So let's keep it transparent on both sides. It plays to either side, but I think it's cool that multiple people do get the opportunity to get on this show.
Yeah.
And it's up to you as your person, your morality, the people you're here with, of how you're going to utilize that. So
It's valid.
It is real. I know. 'Cause
Yeah.
when the first four were in the house and it was the three that knew each other, I was like,
I think it's viewed more of a
Also,
threat.
I would
Yeah.
I got some work to do.
I would be
Yeah.
After.
I was like third or fourth. It was Alexis and you and
Because as a player, you should already be thinking strategy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Regardless,
You can't,
if
though.
you're in your shoes where you both are from the same, and Shalexis in the same city, or if you're one of us that aren't from anywhere where anyone's from the same city, like, it's all strategy.
And a person should take to advantage. That's an easy alliance. Like, come on.
Yeah.
Like,
Easy game.
And-
nobody wants to
It could
game
be,
early.
or it could not be. What if these two, like, fucking hated each other?
But if you knew each other, I mean, you could work
You
to your
know,
advantage. Yeah,
yeah,
I don't know.
like-
Like if you could.
And I'll throw this out there too.
Yeah.
So with the cast of 7, 3 are from Kansas City. You could have aligned as a 4 on the other end. That would have been a way
Has a
to,
number,
to
yeah.
potentially go about it if you felt
there's always
yeah.
the gays could have taken out the straights. I mean, like there's
So
there's
Could have went
there's
any
always
which
there's different
way,
ways to have a line. Like yeah, like
So let's move on to the season 3 twist, the game of champ. We always added a new flair to each season as we continue to grow and expand. How did you feel about the game of champ?
I personally think that it added strategy. Obviously, we've all kind of talked about each of us coming in with our own strategy, but I think it gave us kind of more of a context of to what the competitions might be, what advantages, disadvantages we could have. It kind of just gave us an alleyway of options.
I think the way that you
A
did
fun
it
element.
was fair. Like you said, you wanted to be fair. Like you picked people that had that, and then we had to run around the house to find the numbers to figure out how we're going to choose. So I don't think it could have been any more randomized.
And you all had a choice of 3 options at the end of the day.
Right.
Yes, and I
The
think
fate was in our hands, yeah.
Yeah.
coming from a place of yes, like you know me, and coming to the game, it's like I know where I had the opportunity to play season, so I know like where I'm good, and I know areas that like I'm gonna need to like compensate in other areas for. And so the one thing that I think shakes me and rattles me is like those twists and the chance, is because that's something you can't control. Like I can go and have these conversations. I can control my mouth. Like I can work at it. But you know when those twists come, it's out of your hands. I think, and it's that those are the things that
You can only
scare
control
me
so
in this
much.
show.
I hear you both. I see you both. I love you both. So this is really shitty because I don't want to pick either one of you, but I have to, and it's a game. So I know when we all were talking at the beginning, we were just like make decisions based off like logistics and stuff, right? And so, but I used outside of these walls to help me with my decision. And Marquisio, you have your shit figured out. Like you're strong, you're growing. You've got it figured out. And you're just gonna keep growing. Like this doesn't stop or end for you in this house. And Danny, this house doesn't stop or end for you either. But with the Lost Boy stuff that you have going on, the Lost and Found, a lot of questions for you in the world right now. I want to do my part, as little as it is, in helping you get one step closer to possibly winning this show. And so the person I'm choosing to knock out is Marquisio.
So obviously I'm upset. I'm not even upset, more so disappointed in the fact that I really feel like I have earned my keep in this show. I understand So's, explanation. He's a very, very wholehearted person. I know that decision was not easy for him. I do not necessarily take it personal, but the truth of the matter is, I think I should not have been the one going home tonight. So I will be fighting as hard as I can to prove that yet again and again and again and again until I don't have any more opportunities to do so.
At first we voted for people that weren't showing up, and then it shifted to you vote for people that are a threat. Baby, you were a threat. So I had to vote off for you. I knew I could beat Danny, so I kept him. And also,
Thank you for the clarification.
But you did.
but I
But he did.
did.
But he did.
I did. And I also kept my word because I told you I wouldn't vote for you. So it was like I'm a man of my word. I said I wouldn't vote for you. And at that point in the challenge, it shifted to you vote for who is the biggest threat. And so I had to vote for Marquisio. Same thing with Haley, baby, voting for me. And the next one, it wasn't necessarily, I think, oh, you got my girl, I'm gonna get you back. She had to vote for the next highest threat. So that's why I got voted off.
And yeah, that's where he pointed out the common
Is that-
denominator.
and that's-
and that-
Danny, no,
and that's-
it's
and
Danny,
that's where the
it's-
shift
we
happened.
Keep someone around that we
You
know we
keep
can
you
beat.
keep around who you know you can beat, and you vote off who you know is a threat.
And that's the other
And
side
that
of
was
the game.
and that's the shift that happened in
Yeah.
this game.
Yep.
Danny, I saw an eye roll. Do you
I just don't
calling-
think that's valid. I think that's a dig. I think
It's
there
not.
was 2 digs.
It's
I
not
do.
happening.
I can. Yeah, I didn't win, but I do think I can compete.
I guess why do you think we
So-
kept you around?
Oh, it's super easy. I mean, so clear because it wasn't because he thought like, oh, I
Because
could
we
beat him in
knew
a
we could
challenge.
beat-
No, funny. Guys, I had conversations with both of you.
Man.
Honey.
Like, it is what it is.
So Richard, I haven't heard from you, so I want to talk to you for a second, okay?
Yeah.
Being the first one knocked out and having the opportunity to come back with the Contender Redemption Tournament, which was new this season, I want to hear about your experience.
I was a little bummed out, but I also did kind of, I want to say expect it, but I wasn't really being talkative. I wasn't making connections, which I do regret from not doing in the show, making alliances. I probably would have stood up a little longer. Never really was into modeling or anything like that, but there's definitely something different.
The Celebrate You Challenge, I thought you did very well.
Oh my god, look at Richard!
First time I thought those were Richard's legs. It caught me off guard for a second.
I was equally impressed with you as I was Haley Marie in that group shot with the children.
Really good.
With the social aspect, this was your first time on a plane. Were you nervous? I mean, what was it like being with the group of very social butterflies?
I felt a little like, yeah, I guess like nervous, a lot of anxiety for just like being on camera and being around people that really kind of already know what to do.
I honestly saw you very early, and like out of the 7, I was like, this is a guy that I want to work with.
Did you honestly?
Yes. And the
I love
reason
that
being
question.
is because I knew
No.
that he just maybe wasn't as of like, you know, so like ingrained in all the like intricacies of this game. And like that outside perspective is kind of good, and you have someone on the outside that's kind of just not in a number. And I did try and have a couple conversations with you to try and build some trust. Why did you vote for me that first week? And it doesn't matter, like,
No.
water under the bridge, it didn't make any difference. But I was just so curious because I did not expect that. Like, when I watched the show, I was like, oh shit.
Danny, you thought it was me.
Oh, what does that
What
sound
was the
like?
shot
That's all it
again?
The very
What does
first
that
vote,
Yeah.
you voted for me.
I just felt you like you were a threat at first. I know you were a newcomer. I mean, a returner, and I already knew how you work, so I found you like the threat.
Yeah. There was a very enduring aspect to you in this show and like in this cast.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that people see that. And I think the fact that like even the Redemption Challenge, you came back and I mean, you worked hard and yes, you did your little walk, but that's just Rufio. Like that's that swag, like, you know? So like, I think you
Rufio
fought, and I think when I could see genuine like hurt when you lost in that last interview in the red shirt, I think you were outside. And I was like, damn, like, yeah, like
He came as
you
well.
were, yeah. So like, I feel like people saw that
For sure.
and
You can't
appreciated
compete
you
100%.
in this show. So I think you have a lot to be proud of.
I'm so glad that you were a part of this. I see a lot of myself in you. I think you have a very promising future ahead of you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey everybody!
I fucking knew it, bitch! How are you? How have you been?
Good, how are you?
What the fuck? I called it!
Everybody wants to know my name's Bree. If you don't know me already, I kind of got the lowdown on everyone so far.
Season 1, right?
Yeah, hi! I'm gonna come through and hug everyone.
Richard.
Nice to meet you.
And I want to definitely shout out Bree for loving you and have missed you.
I missed you.
And you're such a crucial part of the show, and so I'm so glad you can be part of this.
You've introduced me to so many people. I'm always blessed to have you around. I'm always happy when you're around. I had the time of my life, like I wouldn't have met a single one of you. Literally. If it wasn't for this person right here, we wouldn't have known each other. And this experience has been completely life-changing, from the modeling in a bar to coming out and doing these crazy TV competitions. Like I would have never signed up for something like that. And I can't thank you enough for pulling me out of my comfort zone. It's taught me more than you'll ever believe, and it'll be something I'll do whatever I can to support and help through the long run, even in 10 years from now.
Thank you, Bree. I love
I'm
you.
about to hear.
Oh,
Hey!
hey, what's up, girl?
Hello, hi everyone.
How are you?
Good, how are you guys?
Good.
Living lavish, baby.
Yes, living.
So, Bree, I'm going to start with you. Talk about your experience and how different it was from season 1.
Oh, stress-free. It was a lot of fun. It was kind of fun to watch it from the outside, but definitely made me miss it too at the same time. Like, I'm like, man, I really wish I could compete again, get involved with it again. So it was bittersweet. I loved meeting everybody. I honestly had the time of my life. Wish I could have stayed there longer. Would do it all over again. I'll maybe come back as like a competitor midway through. That would have been fun.
There you go.
Absolutely.
We get a little spicy.
Let's talk about the challenge, Dynamic 2.0, what it was like being back on camera and modeling with our top 3.
Oh, it was so much fun. Everyone was so good. It was honestly probably a good thing I didn't come back, but everyone did really, really good. It was honestly really tough with like how hot the rocks were, and like definitely had some burn marks on the bottoms of my feet and stuff. But it was definitely very fun, very interesting. I felt like the location was perfect. I even went back there not too long and visited Hole in the Rock with my family when they came out, and I still saw Champ 2023 written on there, so that was pretty cool. Definitely feel like everyone brought their A game, that's for sure. Those photos were great.
Coming into the house and having lived the experience, was there anything that like you picked up right away as far as like the group dynamic?
Yeah, it was, I mean, I picked up that, there was definitely people playing both sides of the game, which I thought was really cool to like listen in on both ends. But it was a lot more spicier, I feel like, because there was a lot of, it wasn't just guys versus girls. Like, you didn't know who you were competing against. You didn't really know who was actually your friend or like your teammate or on your team, to actually go to the end with you. So I feel like it was definitely a lot more interesting and had a lot more of like the gameplay in it, like people were actually playing the game versus just, doing the photos and, knowing that you're against the guys basically, or girls.
Anyone want to start with a question for Bree regarding anything?
I'll ask a question just from a female perspective. So like being out of modeling for a little bit, like how comfortable were you, like just jumping back in and posing?
Oh, bro, I was so uncomfortable for a little bit. It took me a minute to catch back into the groove of like what I was doing, especially because I had been out of modeling since the last competition. I haven't really done much. I mean, I guess I take casual, modeling photos with my friend that was doing photography and stuff, but it wasn't that serious, it wasn't that intense. And so it did take a lot of like muscle memory trying to come back into me of modeling again. So it was definitely tough.
Hey, Bree, it's Danny. So good to work with you, and I had such a blast. One question, I think, just to get some clarification. The last night you were there, I had gone to bed, and I woke up the next day, and I had a couple birdies, a couple people in the house came and told me that you were talking about me at the end of the night, all the night, after I went into bed, basically saying everything that I confided in you because I thought you were gonna help me, and saying that I was manipulative, playing everyone, and etc. And I think that a lot of stuff got skewed and was not correct. So I'm just curious, that's why I would love to have you here, because this is what I heard, and it's just like, it's funny, like as soon as I go to bed, then this discussion behind my back erupts.
So I heard you telling multiple people, like I was in the room at the same time of like I'm gonna take you to the end, I'm gonna take you to the end, and you're telling everybody in the house that, and then you were telling that to everyone. You can't take everybody to the end. So you were playing. In my eyes, you were playing which isn't a bad gameplay, because at the end of the day, then you have everybody on your team.
Yeah.
But I did expose that because it was being communicated to multiple people. Multiple times I was in different rooms that you were like, we're going to go to the end together. And then you would go and tell somebody else, we're going to the end together. So I told the people that I connected with too, like, yeah, like he's telling everybody he's going to the end. So, you know, watch out.
Yeah, and exactly, and that's fair. The only person I think I actually made a promise to that I would take to the end was Haley Marie. I played the game.
Actually, I can pick one time.
With
I don't
a line.
remember who the person was. Someone was in the room with us changing.
I don't remember who it was.
And we were in the guys' room, and I was sitting there, or I was getting ready, or I was helping you guys pick out your outfits for one of the photo shoots, and you were telling somebody literally right there in front of me, like, yeah, like we got this to the end. I got you, you got me, and you both were like, yeah, and I was like, okay, that's interesting, just because I'd also heard you say it to Haley Marie, Haley, like I've heard you say it to multiple people. It wasn't just one person that was being said to.
So I guess who in this room has he said that to?
Can I see everybody?
It's you.
Oh,
And-
as everybody's raising their hand, you're asking. Oh, I thought you were asking me. I was like, let me remember names. I'm sorry, it's been a
Marquise,
while,
you were
but.
out, like, and
Well,
you were
earlier
together
in the
with
game
her.
you said that, and I even remember
That we
playing
needed
back.
to roll together.
I was
is what I
just, if we can
said.
talk over each other, we could just talk. I'm just simply saying, even in the show, I will say, even with Shalexis, when you guys sat in the bedroom together, the very first alliance, verbatim, was the first conversation you made that alliance with, and that's a whole nother person. I wasn't in this dynamic, this conversation at all. I'm just like putting my 2 cents in, because
Yeah.
it's becoming a group conversation.
No, like I just want to know
Truly.
because he's saying it's
But
just
that's
that
like-
he told it to me, so I'm trying to figure out who else he would have said it to. Because
No, I'm
see
gonna be
Bree's
completely
point.
honest. I was not in there to play the game,
It doesn't-
but I was gonna also let
That's
you know
fire.
the game was being played.
Hey, Bree,
I was gonna be upfront.
Hey, Bree, so I want to make sure we're one talking at a time so we can
Oh,
pick up
sorry.
the audio. I know you can't really see anybody.
I can see like 3-4.
So, Bree, respond, and then we'll let whoever wants to respond after Bree.
Just one quick clarification. With Shalexis, I never made a final end to, like, I'm repeating myself here. The only person I had said that to was Haley Marie, and you saw me in when I voted at the end.
I only know what you said to me.
I hope
don't know
you
what
would.
said to others. Yeah.
No, and I said that when I voted at the end, I hope you believe me. She's the only person I said it. We just asked raised hands. She's the only one that did. Marquisio, yes, I worked with you in the beginning 100%. We were on the same
I remember the
team.
conversation we had.
But as far as like, I will take you to the end, I don't think I ever
That's not
personally
what
told you
happened,
that.
So that is definitely.
Shalexis at the beginning, I never made a final, like, I never told Shalexis I sent
Actually,
her
I
to
think
the
it was
end.
Sil.
Never.
Sorry, never mind.
Sil, I mean, Sil and I aligned like a lot in the game. We worked together well. I worked with almost everyone.
Yeah, no, and you guys all worked together really well, which was
Okay, so
great.
that's what
It's just,
she's
I
saying.
did say what I heard, and what I heard was promises being passed out to everybody.
And like, where did I fail on that? I didn't
I heard it in the
eliminate
room.
anybody.
I
I didn't
heard it.
eliminate
You
anybody.
never
Like,
had
where
the
did
power
I?
to.
It wasn't me.
You voted me out.
And it wasn't me. You were the one. I thought I voted you, and it was
Exactly. Y'all got each other out.
Bree,
You got me out.
Bree,
That's some shit. You found that out with the Breeze.
let's pause.
We had to choose like.
Let's pause so we can make the most of Bree's time.
Yep. Yeah.
Bree, do you have any direct questions about the situation? Specifically, like any? Yeah.
So Danny, you know, I know you're saying that like you didn't, but I just want to know, how is, yeah, we're gonna make it to the end together, let's go to the end together. How is that different than setting it in stone with somebody else? Where's the difference at? Because I guess I'm just maybe misunderstanding
No,
the difference of like, I'm gonna go to the end with you, let's go to the end together, versus I'm promising to go to the end. So you have to say I'm promising in order for it to.
Well, okay, yes, great question. I love this. So I think in the game, you're playing with multiple people, and I think you're aligning yourself to get further. And
Absolutely.
so when you're saying that, I think yes, like if I'm having a conversation with Sil, and you know, there was kind of a dynamic of like, it was very messy, but like, I mean, like if I'm talking to Sil and RJ, or if I'm talking to like Haley Marie and Marquisio, when I'm having each of those conversations, if I'm in the middle, I'm going to, obviously, because it's the game, you're going to do that. I want to go where the power's going to go. So yes, if I'm talking to Sil and RJ and they win a competition and I think that we can like rock this house and win it and roll it till the end, yeah, I'm with it. Let's go with this. I will drop the other whoever, like whatever else. And on the other side, like Haley Marie and Marquisio, if I'm with them, they're dominating competitions. I want to work with these people because that's what's going to get me there. And I tried 100% in the competitions, I couldn't win. But so I think like, sorry, I'm talking long. Yes, I go into each interaction with a genuine intention, Bree, of if this can get us to the end, let's stick together and roll. I think Michael Mason and I did that in season 2. However, if it's like switching every week, who's winning?
Multiple people though, so yeah, at the end of the day, what I said wasn't wrong. It was still promising multiple people that you were going to go to the end with that.
I told them I would, let's work, let's roll this to the end. The only person I ever promised to, again, and like I said, and I meant that, because had it come down to the 3 of us again, or like how, if one person came back like we kind of thought, I would have taken Haley Marie. And just because I said that. And it's like, I'm trying to prove that like, I don't know, there is integrity.
Hey,
I think, yeah.
So Bree, I'm gonna let RJ respond. So RJ's gonna go.
Can you turn the camera? Please.
Yes.
So I think like one thing like with gameplay, right? And maybe you could agree, disagree, but momentum will always shift, right? Uh-oh. I don't know what happened. Oh, there.
Lost.
So momentum will like shift. So you have to be able to figure out when and where to play your game. And in a sense, like one thing I talked to, I think some of you, which I played the game like in a sense where it was like gonna be like a month or 2. Not like it was gonna be just a couple days or a week. And you have to be able to like change your mindset and your momentum almost by the hour here. Like depending on who wins, depending on who's talking to who, depending on what you see, things will change. So I think that in that way, Danny played the game very well, where he was trying to protect himself. And I respect that. And he voted me out. I can't even be mad. I can't be the person that won't. So
yeah, the game was played very well. I just pointed out that, hey, I heard promises here, and I was only there for 2 days, right?
And 2 days, which was like
yeah, but it's just the game moves
not long
with
enough.
stuff changes, stuff shifts. Absolutely, I remember the game. I remember stuff was shifting real quick, and you have from A to B. But I stuck with my partners from the beginning. I stuck with one group. Never once did I promise a single other person that I was gonna. Hey, I'm taking you to the end. Hey, we're going to the end together, because of my integrity.
And I love game players like you because of that.
He played the game well, but I'm also gonna be that person to call it out and be like, hey, just so you know, you're not the only person being told that.
And
just so you know.
A lot of people are gonna feel that way. Yeah, like I respect your gameplay. I respect his too. Completely different games.
Yeah,
and you have
completely
to see
different ways
work.
of playing the game. Absolutely.
Yes.
But yeah, I'm gonna bring up like, hey, I heard him say this, just like anybody else would in the game, even though I wasn't fully in the game.
Conversations they go 2 ways. I'm not talking to a wall. I'm not in a room by myself. I'm talking with other people. So when you say that I'm playing and like making these deals, yes, but there's also someone else there. Like everybody's doing the same thing. That's all I want to say.
I'm not doing the same thing as what you were doing. When I have conversations with you, I'm very straight up about it. So whatever conversation you're having, I'm not feeding the same energy. I'm giving responses. So I wouldn't say that we're doing the same thing when we conversate.
Everybody's playing the game.
No, I mean, yeah, you can say we're
don't play
playing the
the
game in different ways, but at the same time, some people are realistically having a conversation with you,
I
even
have
if
real
you're not being
conversations
genuine.
as well, and I'm genuine. I think there's something to be said. Like I know I do my best in competitions, but I've never won one by myself. So I have to play a strong ass social game and do everything it takes for me to get through to be able to keep playing this game and have a chance to get to the end and win. And
I most definitely think that's a good strategy because politics is definitely a big part of this game. You know, it's not just
I think it goes
mine.
back to like, but why do you want to win? I think we all want to win for different reasons. Like, why do you want to win? Or does it mean more to you to scheme your way to the end? Does that feel better? Does that feel like you're winning by scheming your way to the end?
But
or
I don't view it
goal?
as scheming. I think it's someone who it's the competition. Like you game. Like you shouldn't just sit there and be like la-di-da-di-da.
You should want to win a challenge.
Like no, have I not said 10 times I try? Like I try 110%.
On like
because I have to because I haven't won a challenge. If I won a challenge, then it would be on a different shoe. But I haven't won, so I have to do everything I can to stay. And so like I'm not gonna just sit here and like not talk to people,
But why
not
do you
try and
wanna
keep
stay?
myself
Why
in
do
this
you wanna
game. It means anything I, like I said just a little bit ago to you, like anything I do, I give 110%.
I know, but that doesn't answer my
And-
question of why you want to win. I
Because
know you're a gamer.
I want to win.
I know you do 110%, but why do you want to win Champ Series? Like, what's the why?
Because I mean, I don't think it's anything wrong to say. Like, I think I'm a champion. Like, I think there's certain things we've been through, and like I said, it's like I'm not like my story is who I am today.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we've all been through so much shit, and I think this game means so much to me because like I think I am really good. I think I do embody a champion, and I want to be someone that people look up to. I want to be someone that people can see something inside and see the fire and know that obviously Danny's not gonna lie, cheat, and steal. And I think there's so many things I've said and who I am that are admirable. And I think that playing the game hard and being that manipulator, again, I haven't won a competition, so what do? I survive votes. I've made it 2 seasons without surviving a vote or without getting voted out, and I've played both to the end. I don't think anyone's ever done that. I came here to win.
Okay.
There's no reason I think none of us would take 2 weeks off of our life and make this commitment for any other reason. I would hope not. But I just think that, again, like I would have loved to win a competition. Trust me. To be able to feel safe at once would be amazing. But like I've made clear, is I'm not the strongest model, and I've accepted that. And so yes, I give 110% in every competition. I think in every aspect of this game. But if I can't win a competition, then I need to do what I do best. And I think what I do best is play that social aspect of this game. And I think that, like I said, you can sit there and be like, oh, like he's, being this little, whatever you want to call it, like whatever word, but
Because to me,
I think also it's badass in a way too, because it's hard to do. I don't think anyone's done that in this game. And I think that it's a fighter, and you choose. I mean, I played this game once. I could have came in here and done it differently, but it's just, I don't know. To me, I don't know. I think it's really good gameplay.
I honestly feel like it is a gameplay. I wouldn't be scared to be on the spotlight, to be, playing that strategy. I feel like I would be scared, just like being out there, like trying to be, what do you call it, manipulator, messy, like whatever you want to call it. But
manipulative per se, it's trying to survive. It might be manipulative, but it's not like it's trying to be that. It's trying to get through and play this game out to the end to give yourself a chance to win.
So my question real quick is just like, because also a part of like winning is obviously winning those challenges. So have you ever thought to like spend more time, looking within of like, what can I improve to win that next challenge? Like, how can I look inside and be like, okay, I could, do better on this pose. I can do better doing this, instead of spending so much time on the social, what I call, manipulation.
110%. Last night I was out here when Bree was out here. I forget exactly who was out here. I think Marquizio, you were, maybe you are, Jay. And I asked that. I was like, for me, it's really hard to win these competitions because I think she's the one who said that it was like still in your pictures very like Hollister-esque. And it's like, that's all I know. It's just like the same poses in the underwear. And that's all I know. So my biggest thing to her was like, what can I do to elevate based on what I had before? And that's what I'm struggling with, because I feel like I do my best in every competition. I do my best in every aspect of this game, and I can see where my shortcomings are. It's obvious. I need to be able to elevate those performances, but I've unfortunately not been able to do that in that aspect. So it's like I give these solid performances, and but again, like I give everything I have, and I see where my shortfall is there. But I think that once you see that and you're aware of that, then you have to push in other areas. And yes, like you might, again, and that's where it goes back to just what we were talking about. Like it's not necessarily trying to like step on anyone or trying to like push anyone or like, but yes, like guys, y'all just know it. Like y'all should have known. Like I will be the first person to talk to you once we figure out what's going on. I want to know where everybody's head's at. I want everybody to feel like, and I said this in the beginning of season 2 in my trailer. It's like I will make everybody feel like I'm their best friend, and I'm gonna target the targets, and that's just smart gameplay.
The difference is the only difference is there's genuine players and there's players that come with a calculation. That's I think what Bree was kind of trying to say with the conversations that were happening, and then what I just tried to say. So you can say, yeah, you're being genuine, cool, to your degree. Yes, got it. Next.
Haley.
So I was gonna completely change pace. First of all, hey girl, how you doing? Love you, miss you.
Love you, miss you.
So I want to say is seeing how this is all transpired and seeing how this reunion is going so far. What would you have done? Obviously, look, we do have different types of game players, and I'm gonna say right now, look, Duality, Danny, and whoever else, next person in line, like as game players, you have the right to play however you want. That's cool. I'm not mad about that. How would you have attacked this season with this specific cast, with this specific dynamic that we had going on? Like, what would your approach have been if you did get thrown into it that day you walked in the door?
I would have stayed the same way I played the first way. I mean, I don't regret anything from my first game, and honestly, I stuck with the same group till the end. Unfortunately, I lost all my mates, so it screwed me. Towards the end, it was the last chick left, and so screwed me in the end. But I mean, even when I had the chance to backdoor Sean, I chose not to. I told him I had the medal, and if he voted to make it an even tie, that he would have actually gotten kicked out because I would have saved myself and it would have screwed him. I ended up telling him that. I don't know why, but I'm a sucky liar. I am a sucky liar. I really am. I wouldn't have been able to do that. Now, however, in this game with you guys, I feel like maybe I would have attempted to be a little bit more sneaky about things and played it a little bit different. And maybe, I would have focused a lot more just on the modeling and hope that I could win some challenges.
Yeah.
I love the modeling. That is my favorite part of the whole game. I love the challenges too. Just not a strong challenge competitor. I'm more of I'd rather just focus in on the modeling, making sure I was getting the perfect shot and stuff like that. I feel like it would have been really hard for me. I loved everybody in the house, so I don't even know who I would have bonded with, where I would have been. I mean, obviously I knew you, Haley, so I probably would have ended up clicking right on in with you guys because I knew you so well. It would be hard to not, jump in on that. But, I think everybody had an overall everybody did really good. So I don't even think I would have made it as long as I did the first season. So, I don't know how it would have went, but I would have just played it the best way I could. And I honestly probably wouldn't have been able to go and tell multiple people that I was on their team if I wasn't planning on sticking with it though. I couldn't have been like, hey, got you to the end. Yes, it's a good way to play a game because at the end of the day, you're with everybody, but I just don't think I could personally play that way. Everybody has their own gameplay though, So I think it just depends. I don't know.
It was great having you this season, having you come back.
Yeah, it was so much fun. I loved it. I had
So.
a blast, honestly.
Yeah.
Kind of threw some bombs in there and then dipped, so.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, bye.
Yeah.
As we kind of close this reunion, I want to give you all the opportunity to get anything off your chest. If there's anything you haven't covered, anything you'd like to talk about or ask a question, now's your time.
I do have something I would like to say. So, Silly Bear and Danny Boy, I love you both more than anything, but I was a little upset watching back the voting thing. So whenever it got to point for me to get eliminated, of course we had our 1 minute to make our plea and the whole situation. At the time, and I don't know if it was just you needing to word it in a way to make us feel better or what it was, but at that time you were like, I honestly resonate with Danny being a lost boy, and I feel like you're established already. You've already got things going for you. You're sure of who you are. So therefore, I'm going to keep on this contender who was already on previously so that we can find themselves. Therefore, I'm going to leave you going. But now hearing in the reunion, it wasn't really that at all. It was more so you know, I'm understanding now what the circumstance was, but in that moment, I do just want a kind of walkthrough of that because I did feel slighted by that, by that explanation of that choice being made. Because to me, it didn't really matter what I had established or not. Like, I had equally as much fought for my right to be there. I equally as much had really discovered myself and put myself out in the open to really like explore more about who I am and what I'm capable of reaching. And I did want to touch on that because, yeah, I think it was just like, there was a disconnect, which maybe that cleared it up tonight already, but.
For sure. And like, when I tell you, and when they asked like the best and the worst parts about the show or whatever, like, that's why I said I don't know if I had a worst part about the show, but that was honestly, it was so hard for me.
Yeah.
Because like, this is a reality TV show, and yeah, people love drama and stuff, but like, we all did really like connect well, and we all had relationships. And so, what I said earlier about when it came to that time, and that was like that time in the show, and that's why I hated winning that challenge and having to make that choice at that time, is when things shifted.
Yeah.
And I did honestly, because I'm a silly bear. I'm a like, I look at everything, right? And I looked at your story. I looked at Danny's story. I looked at, like, I look at everything. And honestly, at the end of the day, it was both of your stories. And it was also like, yeah, babe, you were the bigger threat.
Yeah. Which I think tonight really did help me.
You were the bigger threat.
But.
And like what I said earlier, you were the bigger threat, and I also told him I wouldn't vote for him. And in his like 60 seconds with me, he like pretty much blasted me with like that Anthony had lied to him, or I don't honestly even remember what it was, but he like was like he called me out for like making sure that I wouldn't be a liar, basically. And I didn't want to be that either.
Yeah.
Because I had told him that, and I wanted to stay true to that.
Yeah.
And so both stories, that part, you were the bigger threat.
Yeah.
I had to choose you, you know, and I knew that it would come back to me. And Haley and I had talked after the show, and you know what I mean. Like,
I was just curious. I really just wanted to get the understanding of your thought. And I love you, both of you. It's okay. I was just curious, truly.
One thing is like the weaker person, and like for me, it's like hearing like, oh well,
we didn't use the word weaker.
Yeah, okay.
You just
just not
clarification.
Or like it's like someone that you could win against, and I get it. Like I would play the same way, honestly.
Yeah, so I think it's your definition of play harder is different than our definition of play harder.
So for me, hearing that is like, I don't think that the reason those decisions were made, that like y'all voted each other out, were solely because of like, oh, I can beat Danny. I think strategy, like, even in the show, there was a point where Syl was like, the Haleys, and I said it too, like, you know, they're
you said it a couple times, like, Syl wanted to take the Haleys out. And it wasn't that I wanted... No, I never said it. You said it.
And the truth comes out.
Dun, dun, dun.
In the show. You said... I didn't want to take the Haleys out. It was just about...
I did say it. I said
you said it. I didn't say it.
In the show,
But I mean, that's to be expected.
I'm gonna take over.
I never said that.
You have like 10 minutes.
So, and then
I
felt like Haley felt like I would take her, and in the end, and that's why she voted Syl. I feel like she really felt like I would take her, and I would.
I just think
and
that I
what she said,
I wasn't worried about manipulating
what she said, transparency, and like it was those conversations that we had. I think that's why, and I would have taken you. So like so I think that's why that decision was made. And not being strong competition keeps you under the radar to get through. Anna Marie is a perfect example. She did it to survive.
I want Danny to get this.
If you're right, you're out.
Danny, re-say that.
Not being in strong competitions, and I said this in this show, I want to be in the strong top half. I don't want to be the weakest to get knocked out. But being in the strong top half is good, because if you're strong, then you become a target. And it keeps you under the radar to get through. Anne Marie is a perfect example of someone who played this game and completely just, I mean, she she got through. Day by day, week by week, coasted through. And sometimes if you're a threat, like that can, again, like if you're the bigger threat, you're gonna go out. So you have to like let these people think that they can beat you. And I want, if I'm going to the final three with these two, I want Sil to think he's beating me, and I want Haley Marie to think she's beating me. Because that's gonna get me there.
Because we both did.
And that's why sometimes I don't think you beat. I mean,
we did. We did. But now that it's over, we did.
Based on the show.
Who, and the one word answer, or like short, please. And we're gonna go right down the line. So Sil's gonna start, we'll finish with RJ. Who is the cast member you would like to see return to a future season?
RJ.
Richard.
Damn. Honestly, I love you, Richard. I want to say RJ too. Your little mind be working crazy over here. You
I
make a great
appreciate that,
contender.
guys. I do. Yeah.
So maybe Seal.
I'll go with Richard because, I feel like he first one knocked out, didn't really get the opportunity to show who he is. So
very positive. Very positive person.
Would you come back for an all-star season?
Yes.
100%.
Tell me when and where.
Dude. Come on now.
For all-star position, what's that?
All-star.
Just say yes or no, bro.
As a vet. You're coming back as a vet. It'd be all returner.
This kid.
It'd be all returner.
Oh, yeah. Ready? Yeah, there's no way.
Who was a cast member from season 1 or 2 that you would like to see return?
Bray.
Michael.
Darius.
Honestly, that is so freaking hard because what?
I know, like honestly.
Okay, season 1, look, you're my homie, and I always fucking shout you out, Riley. You need to bring your ass back, try it again, because you definitely did not get done justice on that season 1. Season 2, Anne-Marie.
Period.
Anne-Marie, you need to run it back because you cracked me up, and I think that you as just like Richard and RJ, newcomer, you really did like pave the way for these newcomers, and I think now you go back and you'd go back, some stuff's different. So.
I would say Anthony, just because I know him more. Cool guy.
Anthony for a 10th time.
For 11th appearance.
RJ?
No more Anthony. No.
Say that again. Emery. Yeah.
What advice would you give to next season's cast?
Just be you, baby. Just be yourself.
It's a good one.
Watch the show, study it, know what you're getting into and make the most of it, and talk to people, get in there, get into the heads, and have fun, enjoy it, play hard.
I would say let loose, be yourself, and don't be afraid to come outside your comfort zone.
I don't mean this in a sexual way. I mean this as roommates. Get in bed with your enemy and not your friend, because you know what? As much as it was amazing to have your friend, I feel like game strategy, you never know. Throw some wild cards and throw some curveballs. I think it'll play in your favor. I swear to God.
I think what I was going to say with Danny, like get out there, make connections, and be yourself.
Find the balance. You got to find the balance in the game between the social aspect and then the gameplay, and then also just being yourself. So there's a balance for sure.
Where are we, like, as a cast? Because I think
Are you
something
concerned?
that
We're family, bro.
Yeah,
frustrated me, like, after the second season is I think that there was deep feelings of, I don't want to speak for anybody, but just for my guess, I guess it's just like hurt or like wronged or like that there was maybe like personal like aspects to it. And I feel like afterwards it's sad because there's not much of a connection to any of us. And I feel like everything was taken like super,
Literal.
like personally, there was like unfollowing and just like a lot of, so.
I think you notice this season's different. We address you, but we also move on like family. So we'll address you like family,
brother,
but we're gonna move on like family. So we're still good with you. We didn't unfollow you. We still support you. It's just we're gonna be honest with you.
And can I? May I say something?
Like understand that that's the game.
Okay, we'll just keep going.
I guess is.
Okay,
Yeah, no, we can understand it. Like I said in the season, we don't have to like it, but we can understand it.
boo?
No, so what I'm trying to say is the whole preface of it is, Danny, at the end of the day, you played a game how you did. And I think the thing is, you have to remember, you have the luxury of being a repeating contender, okay? We do not. So as much as you understand the game and the logic, this is a first experience for us. Well, just pause, just hear me out, please, respectfully, just listen. Like for me, coming into this game, my mind, I'm gonna be honest with you, wasn't on the game. My mind was, let's make friends, let's enjoy this experience, let's do great in these challenges. Like, and that sounds so naive and sounds so stupid, but you have to understand different people are in different places and they approach this game different. Yeah. So for us, like, I'm not gonna lie, I was one of the people that was definitely like, damn, I feel slighted by Danny because he's moving in all these ways. Now, might that have been a personal thing for me to work through? Absolutely. But guess what? We give you the common decency and respect to fucking talk about it in person, and we are gonna move on. Guess what? We're gonna go eat pizza. We're gonna go cheers classes, and we're gonna fucking keep it pushing.
Down the line, hang out, be friends.
And we will, but you gotta understand at the end of the day that there are multiple facets.
I don't know.
Yeah, no, we get it. We get it.
So we are excited to announce a new season of Champ Series, season 4 champ.
I have
Champ Series, season 4, Champ Dallas.
I can't wait to see what kind of challenges will be out there.
Thank you for joining us for the season 3 Champ Phoenix reunion. I hope you all enjoyed this season. Please remember to subscribe to Champ Series. If you have been following us, the biggest, most important way you can support us is by subscribing to our channel. Follow us on Instagram, like the content, comment. We want to hear your thoughts as we continue to build and grow the series. And I just want to thank you for watching, and thank you all. I love you, each and every one of you, so much. Seriously, it's not possible without y'all. Thank you for all your contributions to this season, and I hope in some capacity, whether you return for a season or just watch moving forward, that you are a part of the Champ fam forever.
Hey, all my little champions and me, hey.
Thanks for watching Champ Phoenix on YouTube. Don't forget to subscribe on YouTube, follow on Instagram, and drop those comments so we know what you think about Champ Phoenix Season 3.